Sun goes down, fades away. Lifeless fingers, red decay. Darkness comes, slow moving mist hides the land inside its fist. The riders come, sworn to obey, to chase the colors from the day. They ride on through with a thunderous sound, shakes the mountains and cracks the ground. Power, can you feel that power? As night rolls in with the witching hour. Power, can you feel that power? Across the land, can you feel that power? Cold steel hearts, eyes like flame, etched in dust, forgotten names, echoed vows through shattered time, bound by blood and ancient signs. Engines howl like beasts unchained, blackened skies ignite the rain. Every step, the shadows cower when the ground bows to rise in power. Power, can you feel that power? As night rolls in with the witching hour. Oh, power, can you feel that power? Across the land, can you feel that power?
What's up? What's up? We're in the house, baby. Just barely. Y'all, we just made it in the house. I've been out here working, so yeah, get her done. I'm also recording right now for a little clip that's going to be in the video coming up. So you guys watch the next video coming up. You're going to see this little thing. It's just something fun because we have fun around here. That's how this works. How's everybody doing this evening? I have been outside working. Well, I have been taking shifts. I go outside, I work a little bit, and then I glue things, and then I come inside and I sit on my hands while the glue dries because such is my life. I'm either waiting on stuff to come in the mail to do a thing, or I'm waiting on something that's glued to dry so that I can do a thing. I'm always waiting on something, or I'm waiting on myself because sometimes I just need to sit the hell down and, what is that? Oh, that's an interesting widget. Good God, they keep updating things. We all, everything needs to be changed all the time. It's never good enough because they got to update stuff. Like they updated this stupid thing and made the chat all weird. But, it is what it is. Let's see what we got going on here. Joseph's in the house. What's up, bro? Uh, this guy, guys, he's a crazy person. Uh, but I seen him a funny video earlier of a guy who had a chicken in the window when he was doing um, playing his subs, and had the chicken was like, it was funny as shit, dude. Um, I can't put it on here because I'd wind up with a copyright strike, but it's funny as shit. Yeah, I'll share it to my channel, and if you guys know who I am on Facebook, um, you can check it out there. Anyway, it's funny. Let's see. Yep, and Garrett Hudson's in the house. What's up, man? He's on his third and final rebuild, um, and I'm wanting to see that thing actually play. I have seen a few pictures of it here and there, and Garrett's been talking about it for a long time. We got to get that thing done, man. Got to get it playing. I want to see it. I want to see a nice windy demo. But I understand your situation. You're very limited as to what you can do, and you just do the best that you can with what you got. I'm one of the people that actually feels that for you. I feel that, but I'm still going to mess with you because I mess with my people that I like. But thank you for joining the show and doing what you do, which is be nice to everybody. That's cool. Um, See, Joseph said, I'm about 3 weeks out before I redo the Kia wall. Can't wait to see what the 4 SmackDowns will do. They're going to break shit. They're going to break that windshield. That's what you're going to do. I mean, you're already flexing the hell out of it. I guarantee you're going to bust that damn windshield. You're going to be like in the high 50s, maybe 60s. Maybe scratching 60, and that's 60 is where the windshield is in serious danger. So it's funny. It's like the thing that you secretly want to do. You want to be so loud you can bust your windshield once, just once, and then you never want to bust the windshield again. It's sort of like a rite of passage. The first one is whenever your rear view mirror falls off. That's your first rite of passage when you finally knock that thing completely off the window, and that actually can break your window too. But that's a different kind of a problem. And then the second one, of course, is whenever you bust a windshield. That's when when you bust a windshield from sheer pressure. That's when you've really got there. But hopefully you don't have that problem. I just want to see that hair fly, man. He does pretty good hair tricks. So good stuff. And what's up? Hitman. It's a nice intro. Thank you, sir. That one I have had for a little bit, but I really like that track. The track works really good. And my favorite thing that I do besides build is demos. I love demoing. I love meeting new people and hanging out with people and putting smiles on faces and freaking people out, surprising people. That shit just makes my day. And it can be a planned event like that, or it can be at a parking lot where I just happen to crank it up, and somebody just like gives me the thumbs up and waves and comes running over and wants to hear it, and I end up pulling the crowd in the parking lot somewhere. That happens too all the time. I don't always catch it on video because sometimes I'm too caught up in the moment. But some of the videos in there was from one night at Taco Bell where I had some guys. I actually boosted them off. They had a dead battery, and I gave them a jump, and they were looking at my system, and I had to give them demos. So that's like one of the last demos. You see the guy bail out of the door? Yeah, that was at Taco freaking Bell, man. Um, Power. Oh yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dustin and Craig. What's up, Craig? And Dustin said, bro, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see here. It sounds like you're the one having all the fun. I was out in the shop, That's my thing. I'm out there. I've been out there tonight working on the doors for the Chrysler. And I could have stayed and kept working, but I said I was going to try to do shows on Friday. I didn't really realize how late it had gotten because I was busy doing stuff, and you know how time and stupid, and then late, and then oops, all that shit lined up. So that's what happened. But oh my god, I went to the freaking Menards to pick up a few pieces, some blades, a few things, and I ended up spending like $85. I was like, holy shit, man. Shit adds up fast, really fast. It's like, people outside the hobby don't understand. Like, oh man, plywood costs this much, and glue and everything. Dude, sit down and make a list of literally everything, because all those little tiny things turn into a lot of investment. So much investment. Pack of blades, a freaking. I had to get a saw, a circle. Yeah, the thing to cut the circles. I can't remember what it's called now. Yeah, I've lost it. Anyway, the little saws, the little circle cut saws with the drill bit in the middle. I had to get some of those. That's like, $30 for one. And then I had to get a little pack from smaller one. It was like another $5. And then I had to get some blades and a couple of break-off knife, and some break-off blades, because I had lost my other one. That was another, $20 or whatever. And you got glue, and you got other glue, and I mean, the shit just adds up, man. It's like all of a sudden, you spent most of a chip right there just picking up a few random things. It's freaking bonkers. It's an expensive hobby, and people that aren't doing the stuff just don't understand how expensive. And whenever someone says, I'm going to charge you $1,000 to build a box for you, that's probably a really good deal. I shit you not, because they're going to spend several $100s or more in lumber alone, not to mention all the other little crap, plus all the time and all the pain, the cleaning, so much crap goes into it. $1,000 for a box right now, for a good box, is a really good price. Stream is dark. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I am just dark right now. We're doing dark. It's nighttime, so I figured dark is the motif. I mean, I could brighten it up, but it would it might break things, so we're just going to leave it dark. I'm mostly auditory anyway. Most guys listen to me. They don't actually watch. They just listen. It's like, how much of my goofy mug are you going to watch before you're like, I'm going to do something else and just listen to this guy. He's an idiot. Critics have been working on the van, trying to find box size for box. Yep, that's a constant thing. I may spend a month or more actively designing a box before I build it. Even for a simple box, I may spend a couple weeks working on like a simple sealed box, going over and over and over the design, running it past different people and looking for different opinions, because it sucks when you build one and it turns out to be a dead box. And that happens a lot more often than you will think. Like most people that do competitive stuff, SPL stuff, they're pulling their shit out sometimes after every show. Sometimes they'll play one show, one event, and then they'll tear it out and build a new box. These are guys that are, because it's not loud enough. They want it to be louder, so they'll build a whole new box. And they think about all that money I said, and they do it over and over again. Not to mention the fact that they physically have to do all that again. So that's something that I don't like to do. And that's why, one of the reasons why I don't actively competitively compete. I compete enough to say that I do compete. I show up and run one class, usually, maybe two if there's a normal class, and maybe a bonus class for something that's like a single show class or whatever. just a fun class. But if you guys haven't, hang on a second, let me look at this real quick. The world of car audio is crazy. It's just crazy. We got a lake show coming up next year, and I'm going to put some stuff up on the YouTube channel on the main page for us to have access to. So you guys if you want to check it out, let me see if I've got a copy of, yes, I've got that one. Let me see if I got another one here. This one. Okay, let's get loud at the lake. So let's pull this up real quick. I'm going to put this up on the screen and I'm going to talk over this. So I want to show you guys this. So you can put this in your brains. You can let this sink into your brains. We all need stuff in our brains. That's the thing, you know. Maybe this will work. Screen entire. There we go. And I don't know if you guys can still hear me or not, but if you cannot hear me, scream at me and I'll adjust. But this is the event we're talking about. I'll take my face out of here. You guys will be able to see what's going to happen. This is the rules. Look at this. This is very, very cool. So first of all, it's going to be at Frankie's and Louie's at Sunrise Beach, Missouri. This is going to be next year, the spring of next year. And it's lining up to be a big damn thing. It's not going to be, you know, quite as big as the Monsters, but it's going to be big. Yeah, it's going to be big. And I will definitely be there. In fact, I am one of the sponsors for the show. So this is going to be done by Midwest Demo Kings. And the way you can see the rules over here, the way things are laid out, it's a different setup, different categories, if you will, than you normally see. And also the rules are different. And this isn't the page with all the rules, but it shows you the categories. So I'll definitely be competing in at least one or two of these categories. But I will be sponsoring, and we've got a lot of people that are going to show up. It's going to be a big event. I'm not sure how big, but it's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than any small car audio show you've ever seen. It's going to compare probably to a very lightweight version of like Slamology, maybe. It maybe we're hoping it gets like up in that area. Definitely going to be as big as finals would be. So there's going to be a lot of people at this show. If you guys want to meet me, want to meet a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of teams, a bunch of teams, and a whole bunch of cool stuff. And there is a bar on site, Frankie and Louie's, and the bar is on the beach. So there is a beach, there's a boat dock and a marina right there by the bar. The bar is literally on the marina. It's on the boat dock. They have restrooms and they have drinks and they have food. The food's pretty good. I won't say it's great. I had it, but it's pretty good. It's edible. And very, very cool place to go. Very, very cool place. We're going to have a lot of fun there. So you guys that's something you can aim for, that you have plenty of time to plan for. The exact date, it's laid out, but I can't remember what it is. It's like, I think it's on the 18th of some March, maybe something like that. March or April. I can't remember exactly, but it's early next year. So that's a good thing you can plan for, that you got plenty of time to plan for. Let's see here. Blake Boots said, hi, how are you? Hi, Blake. How are you, sir? Let's see. And Joseph's laughing at me. I'm going through 3 windshields, but I think I have a good brace for now. Hell yeah, bro. Yep. The first time you saw the wipers bounce on the windshield was bliss. Yeah. No shit, dude. There's so many different milestones. Uh, I said, "Don't forget me. How are you?" I'm not going to forget you. I've already forgotten. I don't know what I was supposed to remember. I didn't bash you though. I told you guys I respond to every comment. J JJ Zeno said, "Do you know who Michael Jackson is?" No, I think he's some guy who was he was directly related to Jermaine and Janet, uh, all those other guys. I don't know. They had something going on. He dances around and stuff. I don't know. I ain't sure I know who the guy is, but I know he dances a little bit, sings, grabs his nuts a lot. He's a nut grabber. Uh, yes, I know who Michael Jackson is. Thinking about doing 115 fire into the cabin versus my setup now, which is 2 sundown, E10 firing into the rear. Yeah. And you're going to get, it's funny what happens whenever you switch to cabin firing versus rear firing. Right off the bat, the first thing that happens is the low lows they kind of shift away. You lose some of the low lows right off the bat. Then when you seal it up and you get a good seal, the low lows come back. And then whenever you open up a window in the front of the vehicle, the low lows get much more intense than they were before. And you lose all the noise in the rear of the car. So right at the beginning, you may feel like you've made a horrible decision. But after you've sealed it off from the trunk and get a good seal, and then you open up that front window, one of those windows a little bit, yeah, that shit goes right out the window. It's good. It sounds real good. Changes the dynamics and the way the cabin pressurizes and everything. But it does sound better. And it sounds a lot cleaner and a lot tighter, and it gets louder. Amazon, hell yeah, Craig. Am I going to answer you? Yes, I did. I'm a delay. I go through everybody. So, and I talk about stuff. So it takes a minute. Calm down and be patient. Patience is a virtue. We're waiting on glue to dry. Oh yeah, yeah. I buy Amazon, and yeah, you were talking about shopping. Yeah, I get it. Some things I need right now, and I don't always have. Um, I don't always. I try to plan ahead and order stuff ahead of time, but it doesn't always work out. Sometimes things just get delayed, and then and I have a production schedule, so I have to keep doing things. And sometimes I have to go to the store and actually go to a store and buy stuff just because it's instant. So yes, and I like my Beaver stuff too. I'm with you. Hitman said I want to go 115, like my 300. Yeah, yeah. That's Jude. It sounds so good, but it's so much more pressure inside the car. I've got 2 projects going. One is the doors. You guys that watch my channel are quite familiar with what's going on the doors right now, except I made more progress, which you'll see. Right now, I'm in the middle of gluing stuff up in there outside, but yeah. And then I got the roof. That's a whole thing that I'm just dreading attacking is the roof. We're going to be a trapped horn with Ampere audio 2.75 18 D2 in a 2012 Caravan. I spent the entire week with sound deadening, over 100 sheets. Oh yeah, and I did that in my trunk when I started on my trunk wall, which is what what Hitman's doing essentially, like in the 300. It's a lot of work, man. But it's pays for itself later. And it's like this when it comes to the sound treatment, you're going to eventually do it. It's just a question of whether you're going to do it first and when everything is not in the car, or you're going to wait until you realize that you should have done it and you got to pull everything out or work around everything in the car and do it and not do as good of a job. You're going you're going to do it at one of those 2 points, just a matter of which one you pick. Uh, oh yeah, Bobby. Yeah, I did. I did. I did because that's the real thing. Uh, I don't know. Was that a gas pump and an 8 ball? There was a game back in the 70s where you had a bunch of pictures and you had to figure out what the hell the pictures were saying. That's a good one though. Uh, I you know, I mean, like I said, I just called him out. I mean, when you speak truth, you speak truth. I mean, that mug charges for autographs, charges for freaking demos. He ain't gonna give nothing away, nothing. And and that's all I'm gonna say. I ain't talking crap. I'm just speaking truth. I'm just telling you the stuff everybody knows. Everybody knows. JP ain't gonna give shit away. He's not about that, which is fine. That's his own. That's his own thing. That's when he's a businessman. I mean, if that's the way you want to run your shit, you run your shit your way. I get it. Uh, I appreciate you, Craig. Bobby says, so do I. B Force says, I'm gay. Well, don't you do that. You just go ahead, girl. You just going ahead. You just snap that just right out, Just snap it right out of your hair, baby girl. Whoo-wee. Yo, I'm having fun today. Um, Happy birthday to me yesterday. Happy birthday to you, Bobby. Sorry, man. I uh I have a thing about Facebook birthdays, just so y'all know. It's a thing. I just have a certain thing. So like when I see somebody's having a birthday on Facebook, I don't and I didn't know that it was their birthday, I'm not going to just go happy birthday because to me it's so superficial and such bullshit. I didn't know it was their birthday. I didn't care enough to keep up with your birthday. I may care enough to keep up with a lot of stuff, but I didn't track your birthday. And if I'm not tracking your birthday, then it's not right for me to go, oh, happy birthday. That's just superficial bullshit. That's like, I don't know, man. It's like when somebody buys like a whole box of Christmas cards and then sends them out to everybody. It's the same card. They like stamp, their name on them and shit and mail them. Why do that crap? To me, it doesn't mean anything like that. Um, it's I don't believe in superficial bullshit. If you're going to do a thing, you do a thing. You don't half-ass a thing to make it look like you did a thing. Anyway, that's just kind of my opinion. But I love Bobby. I really do. He's a good dude. He usually sends me a Christmas card. I think he sent me a Christmas card the last 2 years, and that's cool because both of them are hanging on my wall right now. Bobby's a great dude. But I don't know his birthday, and I'm not going to wish him a happy birthday if I didn't know it was his damn birthday until he told me. So, not that I don't wish him a happy birthday. You guys understand what I'm saying. I just don't believe I'm more of a straight up person, not a bullshitter. Dubby, what's up, Dubby? Dubby said, Michael Maxon. Yeah. Ooh, I'm bad. I'm bad. He's so bad. And you know it. Bruh. Oh, did he? Yeah. Target voltage max clean before clip. Oh, Bobby. JJ is telling me that Michael died yesterday in 2009. January the 25th. But yesterday was not January the 25th. But okay. Yeah, when I started watching Michael, he was still a member of the Jacksons. So, yeah, I kind of know a little bit about Michael. But Bobby says, target voltage versus max voltage clean before clip. Oh, I got to swim into that little chamber. This is like one of the underwater segments of an RPG game where, you got to take a breath and then dive in, and you got so many seconds before you drown, and you find the thing like you're running out of air and you end up dying on the way out. Yeah, it's kind of where we're at right now. Target voltage and max voltage. So for me, actually, I don't dig that deep. I set my gains to where I set my weakest amp. The amps are one's always a little bit hotter than the other. One will clip a little bit before the other one does, just a tiny bit. I find I go up like half volume because I don't test at full volume. I go up about half volume, and I find, I go to full volume until I clip, right? And I get that amp set, that amp that clips first, and I get the gain set on it, and then I go up about half volume or so, and I bring the other amp up until it matches the voltage on that first amp, and I'm done. I mean, that's how I set my gains for 2 amps. And then I test them by cranking them both up, and I'll set the camera up to where the camera can watch the clip lights on both amps. And I want to see both the clip lights come on right at the same exact time, and I push it back. And I set my stuff up to where I'm in clipping at the very top of my knob, because I am aggressive with my equipment. I push it really hard. And so I go into clipping right at the very top of my bass knob. And I normally don't run it at the very top of my bass knob. I do that at shows and stuff, but I'm aware of what I'm doing, and I'm monitoring the temperatures of my subs, monitoring the temperatures of my amplifiers. There's a whole lot of things that go into that. So that's how I run. I don't go as deep into the whole voltage thing as someone would do that competes on a constant basis. That's like lives to compete. That's a different world completely. I do not live in that space. So that's my thoughts on it. As much as foggy and messy and ridiculous as they are, that's my thoughts. And yeah, we got that. We covered that. Thank you for letting us know there, JJ. Shifty Lincoln. I'm over here like, man, I wonder if I could drive my town car down to have a guy install a big 3 and run wires and RCAs and install a lithium in my trunk. To have me, yeah, I could do it. But what I typically do if someone actually lives in the area is I would have you come down here and I would help you and guide you and keep you from screwing up and teach you how to do the work yourself. And I would walk you through all of it, and I would record it and put it on YouTube because that's how I make a living. But yeah, I absolutely do that all the time with people. And in certain cases, I'll do the work for them. It depends on what it is and all the other stuff around the world, how busy I am and how fast you need something done and all this stuff. But yeah, I do that all the time. Sure. That's a constant thing. Dubby for the win. Hell yeah, Dubby. Australians need bass too. Texas says, I just finished making cuts, about to start assembling box. I like trying things to improve sound quality. What about lining inner box? rubber spray deadening. Man, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so here's the thing. In my mind, it shouldn't make any difference at all. Okay, but here's the problem. I've seen it make a difference. The problem also, there's multiple layers to this problem. I've seen it make a difference, but at the same time, the people that were doing it made other little changes too between test A and test B. So what I'm going to tell you is making the area that you transition, any port area, right? Making your port better at flowing air is going to make a difference. And if your box is porous, which wood technically is, sealing it off should actually make a difference. Whether it's going to make a difference that you hear, I don't know. But the fact is, if you want an example of what I'm saying, here's how to look at it. If you make a room and it's made out of sheetrock all the way around and a concrete floor, right? And you stand in that room, it's going to sound like a bathroom. It's going to echo like tile, right? And let's do tile instead of sheetrock. Tile is completely non-porous and it echoes like crazy. And if you go in there and hang wood over that tile, all of a sudden it doesn't echo like that anymore. To me, that tells me that there is a sonic change happening, and it is to do with the surface that sound is bouncing off of. Whether or not one material will work better than another, I don't know. But I know that when you're trying to create bass and lots of it, echo is good. You want as much echoing as you can get. Of course, when you're doing SQ, you want the least amount of echo outside the box, of course. So yeah, it's a toss up, man. But I've seen people that do crazy things use sound deaden the entire inside of their enclosures with with not necessarily sound deaden, but that's not what I'm saying. Like seal it up with like tape, that metal tape and stuff. I've seen that metal tape used a lot by big people. So if you're going to try anything, I would say maybe the aluminum tape would be the thing I would probably throw. Some of the biggest guys I know that do that use that material. Also, you could do epoxy resin the inside, but it's got to be smooth. That's the key. You can't have any bumpiness. It's got to be glass smooth when you get done to have the effect. You want all your sound to bounce off of that surface. You don't want any kind of dispersion happening. That's going to, cause issues. So hopefully that answers your question. You want a hard surface that's smooth and non-porous. You want to be able to fill it up with water, and then like have it just glass smooth. That's the ideal scenario. Of course, you're not going to get there, but you can chase that direction. Bobby said, yeah, I mailed you. Yeah, I know. And I appreciate you, Bobby. I really do. Me and my wife love getting Christmas cards. We only get a few. And so, yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said, I got them on the wall. Salute. Jason. Jay said my shelves and walls haven't shook in a while. Still waiting. If you are by chance the neighbor across the street, I typically try to treat my neighbors with respect. And trust me, if I actually was aggressive with my bass, it would shake the walls in the house, the windows, everything else. It's absolutely, yeah. You've never heard me actually get loud in the parking lot. What you're getting is me trying to be quiet. But okay, I appreciate you. What's up, Stu? Glad you made it to the show, my friend. Uh, ah, cool. Uh, Michael, Michael died on June 25th. Yeah, I can't remember what date. I don't even remember what year. I know it was like 2009 or 2010, something. I mean, poor guy. He went through a lot of shit. Um, I I love amps. I love amps like the JL HD series. Yeah, voltage is always an issue. It's just some amps are um, some amps will pull more amperage to handle low voltage, but that also means that shit gets hot, and there's trade offs for everything. The key to making power is giving amps the voltage and the amperage that they require. And if you're not doing that, then you can't shit on any amplifier. I mean, any amplifier out there, if you're not giving it the voltage and giving it the amperage, if it performs like shit, it's because you're not giving it the right stuff. After you get to where you're giving it all the stuff and it still performs like shit, now you can shit on that amplifier. It's just the way it is. Or if it blows up when you first hook the thing up, you can shit on them too. Just thought I'd throw that out there. People who aren't using DSP, they're using the crossover and the amp. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Hey, boss, have you thought about 3D printing for various custom parts, brackets, pods, wiring, clamps? Um, I have, and I may eventually get into 3D printing. I'm usually very, very late to the game when it comes to new technology, so I'm very, very familiar with it. The software you use looks like something that would frustrate me, so I'll have to learn that, and that's really the thing that's holding me back is just learning that software. I hate learning new things like that, especially when it comes to lots of numbers. Makes my head hurt. It reminds me of designing game levels. There's a lot of the same type of topography and stuff involved, and that was a long learning curve. But yeah, I have considered it, and I still consider it and different. But the cool thing is, by the time I decide to do it, it's just going to be so ridiculously cheap that yeah. Stu said, if you build a box that's resonant enough to need treated on the inside, the box needs to be redone, in my opinion. And it's not resonance; it's sound absorption. So, what you if you're trying to get maximum volume out of an enclosure, you don't want to create an anechoic chamber. All right, you want the opposite of an anechoic chamber. Um, you want the sound to reflect and build. You want the sound waves to reflect and build up. If your box is too anechoic, it doesn't build. It'll be dead. Like it won't. I mean, it may have the best sound quality, but it's going to have the least amount of overall output. And that's a really tough area to get into, and it's something that's not spoken about much in car audio, but it's more about buildings and places where you play music. Anechoic spaces are really good for music performance and for music reproduction because they don't add any echoes to the music. However, on the inside of an enclosure, you want an echoing space. You want a really active sonic space to build on. in certain situations. Like I said, it all depends. If you're trying to be as loud as you can possibly be, that's what you're trying to do. So it's give and take. I mean, if you build a chamber that has square sides where your subwoofer's sound waves are bouncing off the wall 90 degrees behind it and coming back and hitting the cone, that's causing issues because you're going to have resonance in the cone that's not supposed to be there. For example, if you have subwoofer goes boom and then comes back, right? Well, whenever it goes boom outside, it also goes boom inside. So when it goes boom outside, that sound wave goes like this. It expands front and back. And the back sound wave hits the back wall of your enclosure and then comes back and hits the cone again. You end up getting a boom, boom. And that harmonic effect, you don't hear it so much in subwoofers, but you really hear it in mids because the frequencies that a subwoofer plays, it typically doesn't show up on a graph or on a mic, on an RTA. But on mids and highs, you hear it a lot. But that energy can help make it louder. Obviously, you can understand how that can make it louder. And it can also cause cancellation. It just depends on what's happening. And then you've got the port's delay, behind that as well. Another thing. And if you happen to get that rear wave stacking up with the port and everything stacks up and then they all line up, you're going to get this really loud peak in your box. You're going to have a really loud box at a certain frequency. Or you're going to have a null because shit's all, canceling each other at that specific frequency or in that range. And it kind of all just depends on how everything goes. It's a guessing game. But this can get extremely deep and way deeper than my brain can process. Texas says I have 3.2 cubic feet minus a port 26 inches long with 1-inch walls. That might work out all right. A 2-inch baffle on 1-inch walls. Typically your baffle, if you've got it braced good, if it's mostly taken up by speakers, and the edge of your baffle is usually right close to the edge of the speaker. So your speakers are actually really kind of braced against the top and the bottom and the sides. Now the center part is the key. They're really a weak spot on the baffle between the two speakers. If you're running 2, did you say? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter, 2 or 4 or whatever. That center part is usually the weak spot, but you need to put a brace there, front to back. Now the problems come into the top of the box, depending on how big it is, top and the bottom and the sides and the back of the box. Most of the time, the boxes are built to where the top and the bottom are pretty big, and then the sides and the back are actually relatively small, height-wise, and kind of long. So the two places where you're going to get the bounce is the top and the bottom. Wherever you have a large span of wood that doesn't have anything to brace it, that's where you need a brace. And if you do that, you can eliminate a lot of box flex. And you do want to eliminate all box flex if possible. So figuring out it isn't about bracing everything. It's about creating small unsupported panels. So if you've got a panel that's say 1 foot by 1 foot, you're not really worried too much about it. It's going to resonate at a high frequency, much higher the frequency than it's going to it's going to resonate. It's going to naturally want to vibrate at a higher frequency than what you're going to play in that box. So it's not going to matter. But if you've got a panel that's 2 foot by 2 foot, it's going to have a lower resonant frequency. So when you hit it, it's going to go boom, boom. And that's what you don't want. So you go ahead and throw a brace right in the center of that. Therefore, you break up those panels and just break up that one big panel into smaller planes. And the box can still flex theoretically, but it's not going to vibrate. Its resonant frequency is not going to be in any range that your subwoofer is going to play. Therefore, for your subwoofer, as long as it's concerned, it's going to be solid. So it's more about isolating and creating small panels. That's kind of what I push for. But something like that'll work out pretty good, depending on how much power you're putting on it, and depending on all that stuff I just said. Real wood with 3/4 inch MDF sandwiched in the baffle. It works. Let's see here. So something weird is going on with my YouTube tonight. I can't see half the comments in the chat window on my PC. Yeah, I don't know, man. And the phone is looking really chaotic. It's probably because I'm showing. Let me see if I can see what I can do here. Is that better on the phone? I don't know. I hid that. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there. I'm not sure if you guys are getting that problem. I don't know, man. I'm doing this thing where I'm simulcasting on vertical and horizontal on multiple different places. So I'm not sure. Hopefully things work out. Texas says the current sealed downfire with about 1.8 on 2 12W3s. Okay. Carpets fucked my phone. So, yeah, 100%. Those things throw pretty nice on the JL. Absolutely. Yeah, you truck situation, man. If you're downfiring, you got to put big feet on there to keep that carpet up, that sub box up off the carpet. If you're going to run downfiring on a thin box, though, you want to run the TW3s or TW5s. You put 2 or 3 of those TW3s in a sealed enclosure, give them about a cubic foot or less space each, and they will get down, son. That's one of my favorite drivers. They'll really get down. Oh, good. Stu said he got it fixed. Porta box in 30 years. Bad pass comes out. Facing a plexi window and double ports on the back. For 3B2 Rage 8s I got laying around. That sounds fun. Yeah, just do lots and lots and lots of research and learn everything you can. If you're using AI to help with your design, here's the thing about AI. AI can be helpful, but it can also very, very confidently completely steer you in the wrong direction. Completely, chaotically wreck everything. So anything you've done with AI and you're thinking this is good, be sure you double check and triple check that with other people. Does this make sense, or is this completely ridiculous? That kind of thing. And if you want a good box design, or if you want to run it past somebody, head over to Bay Harbor Butcher on Facebook. Look him up on Facebook, the name I just said, and shoot him a message, and he can help you with that. Now, he does charge for services, but he's really good at what he does. Yeah, I kind of figured that much. Doesn't fit under the seat, yeah. Using the B2 8 Rampage V3s, awesome. Shaft style radios, oh man. You guys are funny. Shaft style, I just cut myself so many times on those old radios, having to reach up under the dash. You guys don't know. You just don't know. You haven't been there, right? Back in the day, and working on the old 70s, 60s, and older cars, and I guess some of the 80s too, really, to change out a dash speaker, and pretty much all of them had speakers in the dash. This is incredible, but to change the dash speaker out, you had to get in the floor and reach up your arm up under the dash and stretch your arm up way up there with a pair of pliers because they use these little crappy little hollow nuts. And you either had to have a socket, you get lucky and get a socket up in there, or a pair of pliers and twist and turn that little nut. And you had four of them little bad boys to take off. And then when you pulled the speaker down and got that, you had to put the other one back up in there and not accidentally poke a hole in it with the little bolts that stuck down there that the thing went on. Oh God, it was a huge pain in the ass. It's so much different today. And the metal shaft radios, they had several fun things about them. You had the shaft that went into the radio chassis. You had to make sure all those nuts were tight, or the freaking knobs would flop around. The radio would bounce, and the radio weighed like 30 pounds. So you had a spring on the bottom of it that bolted to the back of the radio and attached to the dash in the back of the radio, which means you were in the floorboard behind there doing that shit. And if you didn't attach that thing, it would tear the radio. The radio would bounce around and tear itself out of the dash. Stuff was just so much different. So much different. In some ways, it was simpler. In some ways, it was a huge pain in the butt. Lots of blood left in those things. Yeah, shaft style radios. Oh yeah. Yeah. And you had to have them spaced because they had little nuts in the back. So the shafts would come through the dash, and they had a nut on the back that you had to get just right and space the radio back so that the knobs wouldn't be sticking way out in the car. Because to gauge how far the knobs stuck out of the dash was how much of the shaft you pulled. And then you had the faceplate of the radio that went through another hole, and it had so much. Dude, it was a pain in the ass. One end to the other, they were a pain in the ass. So yeah, I totally understand that. RD1000, yep, good amplifiers. Two good amplifiers. Not doing the same job. Not likely, because their power curves are not going to be the same. It's going to wind up doing sketchy shit. If you have them in two different, like, let's just say you had the 1500 in there playing two subs and a sealed enclosure, and then you had the 1000 in there playing two other subs and another enclosure. You could probably make that work, though you might run into some issues, depending on how their volumes ramped up. You know, they're not going to, like, the 1000 is going to ramp up at one rate where the 1500 is going to ramp up at a different rate. And so even if you've got them matched at whatever voltage, they're not going to ramp up the same. Not an ideal situation, man. Is it doable? Yeah, but it's not going to be right. And if you're using these amplifiers, you're going to be bugged by that. It's not going to be something that you'll like. Yeah. That would be the thing that I would do in that situation. If you're hell bent on using those amplifiers, I would want to run two matched amplifiers. 100%. Stu said those nuts were between a 3/8 and a 9 millimeter. Neither actually fit. Like I said, a pair of freaking needle nose pliers and all the metal up in there where your arm has to go is all sharp and corners and pokey, and you got to snake your arm through all the stuff and then get to the speaker. Dude, it was a straight up. That's why and get this, guys. I was doing this when I was like 8 years old. I was changing dash speakers and putting radios in cars when I was like 8 years old. I've been literally doing this shit my whole life. I started out because I could figure it out and I could do it, and the old people couldn't do it. They couldn't reach up and they didn't want to do it. So they let me do it because I could do it, right? And that just grew into me learning how to do things better and getting better at doing things. And, that was kind of my gig. That was one of my side hustles when I was a kid, was installing stereos for people. It never was really a job, but I got paid to do it. So I guess it technically was a job. I don't know. I was always hustling though as a kid, always hustling. Still am. I'm a hustler. Threw an Odyssey under the hood. Oh, yeah, no need to put second battery inside the cab. Yeah, your Odyssey is a great battery, but it's still only going to allow 50 amps in whenever you're playing hard. So anything over 500 watts, and that battery is not going to keep up. So, but yeah, you need a battery in the car that can actually accept as much amperage in as you're going to pull out of it when you're playing your system, because you have to be able to put that power back in. And that's where AGMs fall on their face, is they can't take power in. They can kick it out, but they can't take it in very fast. And you got to be able to take it in fast enough to keep up with the power you're pulling out of it. That's the key. So lithium is where it's at, or sodium if you want to go that route. First car was a 70. Oh God, yes, yeah. 86 Cutlass. Now, my first car was a 19. Wait a minute, let me think about it. Yeah, it was a 1978 Subaru DL wagon. It was red with a white stripe down the side, front wheel drive. My second car was a 1975 Ford LTD 2, which is basically the slightly twisted version of the Thunderbird. One of my favorite cars. I had a bunch of Fords. I had that one Subaru, then I had a whole bunch of Fords. And saw blades. Hell yeah. The highs are on a VXI 808 DSP. Okay. Good. Mohawk 12s and HS. Old Mohawks, yeah. My first sub was a worn out IMPP 12. Not familiar with IMPP. Let's see here. A Pile Pro. Yeah. And I like the fact that you quoted real. Yeah, Pile was. Now, guys, look, I'm going to tell you straight up, Pile was junk, okay? But having said that, I will say this. I had a set of Pile. I had 4. I bought, that when they come on there, the radio, like, hit the Coliseum. We're going to have this weekend stereos, $2, amps, $10, subwoofers, $5, blah, 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 blah. And then they had this big, huge amount of vendors show up. Well, I was at one of those, and I bought 4 15-inch Pile subwoofers. And they were about as junk as you could ask for. But I had a very specific task for them. I went to the Rent-A-Center. It wasn't Rent-A-Center, it was something else, but it was the same thing. And they had these tower speakers that you could rent, and they had some that had blown speakers. So all they were was just cabinets, and they were going to send them back. And I talked them in to let me buy those set of cabinets for like $50. And they had the tweeters in them, and all they needed was a big old woofers. And so I had gotten those, and I got those 4 15s and put them in there. And in that environment, they kicked ass. Because we wasn't putting a shit ton of power on them, and they were very responsive, and they kicked monstrous amounts of ass. I mean, they really sounded good. I wouldn't want to put them in a car and put a bunch of power on them. They probably would have lasted a hot 10 seconds, but they sounded great in those big cabinets. Let's see here. Electronics professor in the Air Force. Fixed all the punch 45, 75, 150s. Oh, that sounds fun. Hell yeah. Piles would throw down. He said, hell yeah. The old punch amps are legendary. Yeah, no doubt. 150 amp alternator handle 5K. Yeah, sure. It's not about handle. If you're running, like, for example, the Trunk Thunder Lithium 5K, it's more about, is your alternator producing enough power to keep up with the power that you're taking out of that battery over time to play an amplifier. So you can pull more power out of a battery than your alternator is creating, but you have to have time in there somewhere for that alternator to put that power back, right? So, like, um, a battery may have enough energy stored in it to play way above the output of your alternator, right? But eventually you're going to drain the battery and you're going to need to put that power back in. So it's more about, can the 150 amp alternator keep up with the load that you're putting on that battery? And it all depends on the load you're putting on that battery and how much time you're giving it between, songs to build back up and stuff. But I will say, the Trunk Thunder Lithium 5K version 2 will absolutely handle 5,000 watts of amplifier off of that alternator, no problem, under 99% of the use cases. You'll be able to do that. Hopefully that answered your question. Pile 600 on Kicker Comp 10s. DJ Magic Mike. Oh, yeah. DJ Magic Mike. Hell yeah. Stewie. Let's see here. Oh, okay. I got you. And polypropylene. That makes, okay. Yeah. Polypropylene would be a good speaker material, except at oil cans. That's why they don't use it very much. And it's because at oil cans, and you don't want stuff at oil cans. Basically, it flexes, and when it flexes, it pops. It like breaks. They call it breakup. That's why metal tweeters will sound great until they break up. Silk tweeters sound good all the way up, because when they break up, they do break up earlier than metal tweeters. When they break up, it doesn't make any real noise. So to your ear, it just sounds like a roll off, which is what everyone wants. But metal tweeter is actually more accurate. Same thing with the subwoofer. If you build a subwoofer out of metal, provided it's light enough, like aluminum, and you got a strong enough motor to push it, as long as it isn't breaking up, it's going to actually perform better than anything else. The problem is that it will break up, and when it does break up, it's going to make a lot of noise and sound really bad. So that's why you don't see very many aluminum cone subwoofers, because they haven't reached the point to where they can reliably make something that works also within cost parameters. You would basically be using like aircraft aluminum, and it would cost many times more money than you would want to spend on a subwoofer. So economics comes in there too. You'd have to use like an aircraft aluminum alloy, really, really strong, really, really rigid. And then you got to process that. You got to make that part. And that's an expensive process to make that part, just to get the material and then also to machine that part. That's expensive as hell. And nobody's going to want to pay for that. Stu said, hey, Bobby. Texas, I love those yellow lettering kicker comps. Oh, yeah. The old kickers, man. They've been in the game for a long time. My brother-in-law let me borrow this Punch 150 when I was 15. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I've melted so many power wires. Man, y'all young bucks just don't know. But like I said, when I started, there was no car audio amplifiers. that just didn't exist. The best we got was like the Sparkomatic power boosters, and they were crap. They were really crap, but that's all we had. I mean, if you wanted to make serious power when I was really young, you were using like a bass guitar amplifier or a musical, like a PA system, and you had it fixed up to where you were pulling it off a DC in the car with some sort of inverter or something. That's how you got there. There just wasn't any option. You had to do DC to DC or AC to DC to AC or DC to DC. It was a whole different game. Car audio stuff was home audio stuff that we put in cars, or it was musical stuff that we put in cars. It is what it is. You got to work with what you got. Sue said learning curves. Hell yeah, bro. Terminations fuse holder. Yeah. I smoked out my car so many times, punched 60 popping capacitors on the PCB. Oh yeah. Dude, we just learn. If you're not making mistakes and blowing shit up, then you're not learning new things. I mean, it's that simple. If you're playing it safe and you're never pushing anything further or doing anything new, you're not learning anything. You're just stagnant, and I just can't live like that. I got to do crazy shit. I got to have fun. So yeah, I'm all about it. Yeah. A dust cover and a speaker cone is two different things. I mean, the dust cover is absolutely part of the cone, but a dust cover is also round. It's dome shaped, which means it naturally has strength. It's still expensive as shit, and it's going to add mass to the driver, which means it's going to lower the FS. You may or may not have to compensate by running a lighter basket or a different spider, different things. It's going to affect the whole design of everything. And not necessarily in a bad way, but it is going to affect everything. So it's something that you have to consider as an engineer. How is this going to affect the entire system that I'm designing? Is it worth it? Or should we do something different? Carbon fiber is a really good choice because it's really rigid and it's also really light, but it's also expensive. That's why you got to pay for that premium for that component and the carbon. And the funny thing is, a lot of people are like, "Oh man, it's just a dust cap. Who cares?" Dude, the dust cap is a big chunk of the real estate of your cone. If your dust cap is flexing, if it's bending in on those hard hits, you're losing a ton of energy there. It's a big part of the cone. And so a rigid dust cap is a good thing, but yeah, I get it. Only company I've seen that made aluminum cone drivers is Hart E. Yeah, can't pronounce that. Bass guitar cabs. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Like I said, they exist. It's just not many people want to mess with them because problems, engineering challenges and stuff. Oh yeah, they had some. And W said, "Stu, those silly pioneers were metal cones." I think no, and I know that the part of the cone the explodes was polymer, was like a plastic. I'm not sure what the chemistry was, but they had a paper cone, and then they had the whole front was like they instead of a dust cap, they made a shell that went from side to side. It was plastic of some kind. I'm not sure what the makeup was though, and it had a paper cone to back it. The paper cone was where the structure come from. So a lot of people have done a lot of weird shit with speaker cones, and most of the time it's just for laws. It's so that something looks unique. Something is different. It's almost never so that it sounds good or that it performs better. Um, unless you get into, well, it does happen, but a lot of times when you see those weird things like that, it's more of a sales gimmick than an actual performance enhancer. That's what I'm trying to say. In some cases, it is a performance enhancer, but core. I'm reading through here. They just look chrome. They were definitely plastics, too, says. Ones that were metal. They bent. Yeah, and once they oil can, sometimes they would get a crease on them, and then they would just do it constantly. Um, let's see here. The 6-inch bullet mids. What's up, Snows? Good evening. Snow's cold. Craig said, I still use a pair of Sony ES bottle cap subs. Oh, yeah. Familiar. They have aluminum cone, and the voice coil is part of the cone. The pole has a heat sink sandwiched to a second spider instead of a dust cap. I haven't broken any of those down, so I can't speak on that, but it sounds interesting. And yeah, Sony did do some weird shit. They did, and some of it worked out great. Some of it was great. Sony is actually, if they tried, Sony could probably be the top car audio company in the world. They have, I mean, seriously, when they want to do something well, they always do it really well. Most of the time today, they're wanting to do it well. They're wanting to make money is the biggest thing. So they're taking away, they're giving you good enough with enough bells and whistles. But if Sony tried to build some shit that was really nice, they absolutely can. Their mobile ES line is really, really good. It's you're not going to find drivers out there that will really perform better than that stuff as far as SQ goes. It's good shit. It's not perfect. Everything has little issues, but you can't fault them on their the mobile ES line is really nice. Some of the best amps that have ever been built for car audio are the mobile ES stuff. PPI Art Series, Phoenix Gold. Thought we were big shits with them too. Yeah, I was more of a US amps guy. I was on Team US amps, if you will. Whenever the '90s rolled around and they came on the scene, I ran one of the surfboards in several builds. Thing was rated at like, I think it was rated at like 25 watts at 8 ohms, and it ended up making like 2,000 watts at a quarter ohm. It would go all the way down to a quarter of an ohm, and they were literally quarter ohm stable. They were built to be quarter ohm stable, so you could get so much power out of that thing. They were monsters. JP, I'm not going to. I don't like talking bad about nothing, but I'm not running any JP amps, so they ain't bringing anything to the party that other people don't bring, and I don't know that they're doing what they do as well as a lot of other people do. JP is more about marketing and about looking old school than about actually being anything special. So that's as far as I'll go on that. Not impressed, but it is what it is. Yeah. Let's see here. Sony made some really good high current amps. C90 stereo, still the daddy of the Mac Daddy. I'm going to find perfect. Yeah. Too many variables. Orion cheater amps. Hey, one of my favorite amps still today is the Orion XTR amps. Not the biggest ones. It's not the HCCA stuff. It's the XTR series. They're solid amps. If you feed them plenty of power, they do good stuff. Pretty impressive. But I can't recommend them anymore. And the reason is because the Slapz gear performs better, and you get more power for less money. So they just got shut down by Slapz. Slapz is doing a thing, man. And if you want to run old school stuff, though, an old school brand, the Orion XTR, absolutely 100%. But if you want to get the most power for your money, I still have to say going with a Slapz amp is going to do that. It just is. I mean, there's other brands. Here's the thing. I mean, yes, they're Chinese amps, but every amp on the market is a freaking Chinese amp. So that's gone out the window. Yes, it is a cookie cutter board design. There's a lot of amps with very similar boards. Absolutely. They're not exactly the same, but they're close. Is it a Sundown full bridge? Not exactly, but it's close. Is it a tar amps? Not exactly, but it's close. All of these things you could say, yes. There's other amps out there that have very similar layouts and very similar components. Yes. There's other amps out there that have a similar price tag. But here's all of these things are true. One thing about Slapz is, number one, you're getting a good warranty from an American reseller. Okay. And he absolutely honors his shit. He takes care of his customers. Number two, the amp's design, the specific design, he obsesses over every single detail about those amps and making sure that they are the very best they can be. And that he can deliver the best product he can to give you at any price, but also do it at an extremely low price. So you can go on Temu and buy similar stuff, no problem. But you're dealing with Temu for your warranty. You're dealing with Temu for your customer service. It's up to you. If you want to go that route, go that route. If you're looking for good, solid, quality shit that makes its power and then some and doesn't break the bank, actually gives you really, really stellar good deals, then Slapz is the thing. And if you go that route, use discount code CAE and save money on top of the already ridiculously low price. Plus, you help me and you help somebody else here in this country who is trying to make a living doing this thing. So that's the facts, Jack. And one more fact I'll put on top of that. I've been running Slapz gear for over 3 years now. And I have been clipping the snot out of everything, pushing it all the way to the hard as I can push it, beating the brakes off of it, doing all sorts of bad things to this equipment for hours on end out in the hot sun. I have yet to have any amplifier turn off due to heat or any other reason. And I have yet to blow a single subwoofer or a single speaker other than my tweeters. I blew 2 tweeters. And that is the real testimony I have for that equipment. It's just tough. It sounds good. It works well. I keep going back to it because it doesn't break. It gives me what I'm looking for. And the price is holy shit, guys. So, yeah, that's my thing. And like I said, use my discount code CAE. When you buy anything, you're going to save an additional chunk off of that price. And if you look at the price right now, just go to the Slapz, SLAPZ website. Look at the prices on shit. It's going to blow your freaking mind. Oh, man. Those are good amps. That's one of my favorite amps right there. The old school, yeah. Not really old school, but it's, I had one of those in my Ford. good amp. As long as you feed it enough power, it would do the job. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Things are just different. 25 years ago, no fucking way would a factory unit make it easy and clean rebuilding the curve. Oh God. OMA radios. Yep. Come a long way. Yep. And they made some stuff. They made it easier to use and with more features, but they make it a lot harder to change. And my Tahoe, I'm running a head unit, by the way. I was testing the little Chinese head unit, and it worked good for one event. And yesterday or the day before, I was out with my buddy. We went down to the store, went to the Hardee's actually, and got some burgers. On the way back, the radio just went completely bonkers, and it was just going nuts. And when I went out today to the store and went to Menards and I was jamming, it was just black. It didn't come on at all, so it's completely done. But I always leave my shit set up to where I can Bluetooth straight to my DSP, and I don't even use a head unit. You know, if I got one in there, it's just for experimentation. I don't use a head unit. I can run straight from my phone to my DSP, and I have a controller for my DSP up front. Allows me to control the volume for the whole system, and then I have my bass knob for my subwoofer, and I don't even need a head unit. And not saying that the head unit's bad, but the environment that I put stuff in is just a completely different world than what anything was designed to do. So the fact that it made it through a whole show is actually testament to that head unit probably being something that would last a normal person for years. It came on, worked perfectly, did all the stuff. It just couldn't take the abuse. The bass is just too much. So yeah, we do bad stuff to equipment inside the Tahoe. Anybody that's been in the Tahoe will know just what's happening in there. Okay, it's scary shit. It's really intense when everything is in motion, violently in motion. Deviant, what's up, Deviant? Yeah, no doubt. I'm looking at that comment on that head unit price. It's big. Deviant's in the house. 3 massive audio Hippo 12s hooked up on those amps, thinking about 2 Smackdown 18s in the Scion. Son, I haven't heard the Smackdown 18, but I have one Smackdown 15 in my Chrysler on a 5K. And that's perfect combination. Get 2 of the Smackdown 18s on a 5K. If you're a responsible person and you can use your brain, you could probably put 2 8Ks on them. But I would say 2 5Ks is right where they need to be. You'll be solid at that point. 2 8Ks is you got to be careful. If you're careful, you watch your temps and all that stuff, you could run 2 8Ks on 2 Smackdowns. A better number would be to run 1 8K on 2 Smackdown 18s. That would be the honey spot if you're set up to run 1 amplifier. If you're going to run 2 amplifiers, 2 of the 5Ks would be the choice. 2 8Ks would be pushing the limit, but it's still doable under the right circumstances. That's my input on that. But yeah, you will absolutely love the way those things sound. They sound really, really good. They don't just hit like a truck. They actually sound really good. There's no weird noises or nothing. They're just super, super, super clean subs. And they handle heat just like a boss. Hardee's. I'm down the road, man. I don't remember where I went. They had that chicken. They had some kind of chicken burger. We ended up getting 2 bags of burgers. I don't remember what it was. Some $7 meal or some crap. I don't remember. Stu said, I can't see you in chat, only showing up on CAE's feed in his window. Oh, shit. Stu's having the hardest time. The hardest time, man. Technology is just being a bitch today. Oh God, yeah, we get down. He said heartbeat skipping power. Yeah. Man. Uh, Guys, I like I said, I have my shit tap me out occasionally. The right notes hit, and it's funny, man. I can be sitting there going hammer on something and lean down, like look down to do something, and when I move my head down that many inches, all of a sudden it rings my bell in a whole different way. I'm like, what the crap, man? That was this is like that sound wave is stacking right there. And I raise up and it's one thing, and I lean down like that, and it's a whole different thing. I mean, if I'm playing something around 36 hertz, it absolutely just rattles your brain. I'll put you up here on there, W, so he can see what you said. I think that's what happened to me at first. A window had some sort of pick in the background. Yeah, man, I don't know. You know, these software people doing stupid shit, always making. Like I said, they're always updating things, making it better. Updates, improvements. You know, like when they, God, I hate when things change. I'm a guy. You could screw the couch down to the floor and leave it there forever, and it bother me a bit. My wife, on the other hand, after a few months, she's looking at the room going, "But this shit could be rearranged differently." She wants to move shit around. I just want to screw it to the floor and call it good. But that's just my thing. Yeah, I do have both versions. So if you're running both, and it mainly, I noticed that a lot of people like to watch on the vertical, so I had the vertical and the horizontal up on multiple different things. Texas says, "Can you run a sealed and ported box together?" Well, technically, I mean, yeah, but you wouldn't want them. You'd want them crossed over. You'd want them crossed over differently. You wouldn't want to try to play the same range with both of them because you'd wind up with cancellation. I'll run a sealed and ported box together in my Tahoe. I have a 10-inch sub under my console that plays as a it plays up to like from about, what do I have it set at, like 60 hertz to like 150 or something like that. Basically, it fills in my front mid bass, and gives my front mid bass a lot more bottom end. And then but it all depends on what you're doing, and you have to you got to balance it out and figure it out. You don't want to try to play the same thing, same zone with both of them, and it all depends on everything. But yes, you can do anything if you work on it hard enough. And Stu, yeah, there you go. Stu answered your question. But yeah, I'm doing it, but I'm doing it in a very odd way. I've got 16,000 watts on the ported box and about 150 watts on the sealed box, and they're just two completely different spectrums of stuff. So they don't compete with each other. Yeah, it depends. Yes, but it depends. Everything is out of whack. It's just a whole lot of things that will move into and out of phase with each other, and you'll have like one frequency where things will be sweet, and you'll have another frequency where shit cancels, and it's just a lot of weird stuff happens. So yes. Let's see here. Could be a phase issue on one side, moving more or less another. Yep. Roll off is different on sealed and ported. Yep. Group delay. Yep. Output across the. Yep. Pass bands. Yep. Yeah, Deviant's been in the house too. You must not. You just couldn't see him. I'm gonna take a little break here. Give you guys a minute to catch up. Y'all can watch some demos. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We are back and black. Where the hell is 25? I don't know. Not sure what you're referencing. I came in the side door, watching from the kitchen. Stu talking shit. Let's see. Hey, man. No problem. Yeah, I don't. I try not to treat anybody badly. That's not who I am. Even people who might deserve it. You know, growing up in my time, there was a basic respect that we learned, and to have respect for other people. And even though my grandparents grew up in a time where there was racial segregation, and so they were by nature racist. Everybody was. That was that was just how life was. Even then, um, even amongst them, they would still be respectful to black people, and the black people would be respectful to the white people, even though they were racist and they thought that everybody was different and stuff. They still showed respect for each other, and that was something that was really common back then. And today it's not, and I'm not part of that. I still believe that people can be respectful to each other. Um, it's just who I am and how I roll. No matter how much you, even if you just hate somebody, you can still be respectful to that person. Um, and that's just how I am. I can't understand how and why people can be so mean and hateful to each other. So uh, it's just not my DNA. Um, let's see here. Skipping all of this sketchy discussion down here. Um, a Tones Brigade when he takes a break. Check us out. I made all the beats. Juicebox Johnny joins us sometimes, and Mullen uses for demos. Cool. Uh, I don't know nothing about it, but sounds fun. Uh, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. I'm skipping things. There is lots of things in here that I don't. I don't like drama, guys. I don't like drama. I don't get involved in drama. I don't get involved in politics. It's just. It's just a. I guess it's a war zone. People like conflict, you know, and I mean, you think about it. You got football teams, baseball teams. You know, you got this country, that country. We all represent ourselves with colors and flags, and you know, if you look like this, then you're on this team. If you look like that, you're on that team, and blah 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 blah. And I guess human beings are just really geared to like conflict. But I've never been a sports person, never been a conflict person. I don't like conflict. In general, I just don't like conflict. I don't like fights. I don't like, uh, you know, stuff like competitions and stuff. I don't really care for that. Never have, because it just creates drama, and that's not something that I feed off of. I don't know. It is what it is. I think people are just people. You know, some people are nice, some aren't. It is what it is. Uh, W says it's not about race anymore. It's about egos and arrogance. I think it's about being a parrot. People love to hear something and then spit it back out, thinking that makes them seem smart or makes it seem like they know what they're talking about. Whenever they hear someone say something and then they repeat it and don't have any idea what the hell they just said or why, because I don't know. People love to be parrots. There's so many parrots in car audio. Um, you know, well, thank you, Texas. Make beats that ain't got bass. That's what I dropped, Deviant. All of my stuff. Oh, Slapz is in the house. If you guys want to ask them anything, right now will be the time to ask. If you want to hit Slapz Audio up and ask them a personal question, they are in the house and in the room. And let's see here. YouTube in one sentence, yeah, for real, bro. I agree 100%. And it's rough. But it takes, you know, you don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. If you are doing the right thing, if everyone, it's like I told my friend, don't worry about what's going on in the next state. Don't worry about what Bob or Dave or whoever is doing. You take care of the shit in your bubble, okay? The shit around you. If everyone takes care of the shit around them, then everything gets took care of, right? Worry about the shit that's in your area, the stuff that you can affect. You know, don't worry about why this guy's being an asshole to you. What are you doing? Because you can control what you do. You can't control what they do. And everybody is a you, right? Control what you do. And then the world is just happy. Everybody's good. You know, it doesn't seem complicated to me. But it does to some people. First time I heard an American speak of soccer. I don't know. I didn't catch that conversation. Oh, y'all were just going back and forth about the soccer thing. Go. Um, I mean, the sports is healthy. It's good for your body and all that stuff. But I mean, you basically teach kids how to be competitive right off the bat. It's like they already got that. They're already like trying to grab each other's toys and smash them over the head with it, and stuff. They're already competing right from the start by natural. And you're going to say, hey, we're gonna show you how to officially, you know, compete with other people. This is how you get that out of your system. You go out here and you do this thing. You know, I don't know. Does do humans just need to be competitive? Is that something that we have to channel as human beings? Is that, I don't know. It just wore off on me. Here's the bleeding already, he says. Here come the tar amps. You guys are a mess, dude. But yeah, just as a reminder of this show, you guys want to try to make. This is going to be a good show. And we're going to have a lot of people getting repped there. I'll be there. There'll be a whole bunch of teams there, a whole bunch of teams. It's going to be a big, huge show. So if you guys want to hear the Tahoe, I'm going to have the Tahoe there. I'm also going to have the Chrysler there, I think. I'm going to try to get both of them there. I'll have my wife drive one. And so if you just joined the show late, this is what's happening. And if you're watching it in the future, whenever it's not live anymore, you can also reference this. So these are the classes and how they're going to lay out. It's going to be very fun. They're basing your classes based on how many subwoofers you have, how big they are, and how much power you're running, period. It doesn't matter whether you have walls, boxes, below the window line, above the window line. None of that stuff matters. It's how many subs, how big, how many amps, how many watts your amps are rated at. That's what this is going to be based on. And then within that stuff, these are the different classes that you can run in. So it's competitive as hell, but it's also mainly for fun. And so I'm down with this. This is fun. This is what I do. It's mostly demo classes. And that's the Demo Kings. So it makes total sense. I'm definitely going to be participating in this, and hopefully I can, do pretty good. That's the idea. And I'm probably going to be running some 18s when it comes to that. Don't know for sure yet. Hopefully that's what happens. Hopefully we are running 4 18s in the Tahoe for that show. Since when did the devil play any good soccer? Y'all are stuck on soccer. Only sports I watch is deathmatch wrestling. That sounds kind of interesting. I mean, it's all fake, but it's always a movie. The movies are interesting. So, I was going to say with Boss Amps. Yeah. Dovey. I've been reading up on that license. It seems to be all our Hollywood and politics now. Yeah. White House lawn oil wrestling. Oh, that'd be fun. It's like the best match in wrestling history ever was the Gravedigger and what was his name? I can't think of his name now. It was a cage match where he Cactus Jack was one of his. He had several personas. Cactus Jack was one of them. Anyway, I can't think of the persona he was playing at that time, but he threw Gravedigger threw him through the top of the cage onto the mat and like knocked a bunch of his teeth out, and his teeth went through his face. And the boy kept wrestling. They ended up, that match went on for a long time. And I mean, yes, it was all fake, of course, but that fall wasn't fake. That drop from the top of that cage to that mat was horrendous. That was definitely an act of, yeah, that was some serious shit. Impressive stuff. Mankind. Was it man? Yeah, it was Mankind. Absolutely. Thanks. Thanks for jumping in there, Tim's girl. Hell in a Cell. Yeah, that was the best wrestling match in history. I think that was the best one all time. Mankind and Gravedigger. That was the shit. Gravedigger. That ain't right either, is it? No, that's the freaking monster truck guy. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. Shit. Yeah, Undertaker. Yeah. I had Gravedigger stuck in my head. That was when I was watching a Family Guy episode today, and uh, the dog was telling, he had this redneck carny girlfriend, and she was like, "You don't even know the name of monster trucks," and he goes, "Yeah," and he said it wasn't Gravedigger. He said something else, Grave something, but you could tell he was trying to say Gravedigger, but it was a different. Anyway, and that stuck in my head for some reason. It's terrible, terrible. Gold Dust, Undertaker, yeah. Um, what a freaking wrestler though. But yeah, the Mankind guy, Cactus Jack, Mankind. Um, that dude was the best at taking falls. Like, if you wanted to see somebody that just get the shit beat out of them and just get broken and just smashed all the crap and just keep going, he took so many major falls and so many bloody falls. What a beast of a dude. Anyway, let's see here. Well, I mean, yeah, I can't help it. Gold Dust, not Gold Dust. What the hell is wrong with these two? And that Miskin is always trolled alone, cold. So what? Oh, yeah. And then there was the shit talkers, right? The best shit talkers. And there's a lot of really good shit talkers in wrestling. I think The Rock was probably my favorite to listen to. Yeah. And I go back into the 70s, man. Way back. Junkyard Dog and Jerry Lawler and all those guys are wrestling. But I think The Rock and maybe Stone Cold, two of the best shit talkers. Rey Mysterio, we're definitely in wrestling. The flying headbutt. Then yeah, Rey Mysterio was great to watch wrestle. Yeah, excellent. And Superfly. I liked watching the Rock and Roll Express. Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton was those two guys. They were really fun to watch. Their teamwork was always really cool to watch. But that's like 80s era, which is most of what I watched. Sergeant Slaughter is a good heel. Or not a heel, he wasn't a heel. He was the anti-heel against the guy from the Middle East. But none of these people were actually from other countries, which is funny. Brock Lesnar, Solid Coke, Jimmy Snuka, Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, Road Warriors. Yeah. Yeah, I like the Road Warriors pretty good. Yeah. The Rock and Roll Express was my jam, though. They were cool. I liked watching them wrestle. They were so fast. They were fast and really, really, really coordinated. And watching their interchange in a match was just so intense and so quick and so perfect every time. I liked watching their teamwork. And yeah, Stu, Memphis wrestling was what I grew up on, man. I mean, like I literally grew up not too far from Memphis. So yeah. What is this? Nathan Maury versus Handfoot. Don't know the Hoodfoot. Glass panes, gusset plates, fire. You just said a whole bunch of words, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Stolen hubcaps as prizes. Waco Joe, I guess. Nope, don't know that one. Junkyard Dog was probably my favorite wrestler, though, of all. And just because he always had good music. He always had a good attitude. And when he came to the ring, he came to the ring hard. I mean, he come running in and went straight to work. And one of his main tracks was Another One Bites the Dust. Yeah, baby. You knew JID was in the house. And one of the early black wrestlers. And he was very, very popular in the Memphis ring. Had a chain around his neck. He had the dog collar on his neck and a chain. Hell yeah, man. JYD. He was messed up. Anyway, we're going to shut her down, guys. Still got some more work to do outside. I know it's almost midnight, but we are going to get the duck out of here. I appreciated having you guys in the house, and I appreciated y'all hanging out with me. And we had crazy discussions. And until next Friday, I'll see you again. And of course, you can watch my YouTube videos that I'm putting up on this build and see what's going on with that. And we're going to get her done. So y'all, let's get the duck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Out here banging up and down the street, slamming it to the ground. Big subwoofers are getting loud. You can feel the booming sound. Getting ready to go. Got it shined up for the show. Power's charging, amps are amping. Gonna let the woofers blow. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. We got more at home. Another one bites the dust. Eyes are glowing and the amps smoking. Subs are cherry red. Let me keep jamming, gotta keep the bass slamming. Gonna go hard till they're dead. Full power, gotta let it go. 20 hertz in the floating hair. Sparks are flying, voice coils are frying, and the smoke is in the air. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. Hey, we got more at home. Another one bites the dust.